it will charge or discharge a battery to its storage voltage, which is 3.8 volts, and that will make it so the battery's in like a dormant kind of charge. It's not going to be used, and it won't die. It won't kill the battery. Lithium batteries are weird. They don't like to be charged for a long period of time. So if it's more than 3 or 4 days that you're not going to use the battery, you should probably put it into balance charge. It's just kind of like putting the battery to sleep. It's just a safe way. It keeps the batteries lasting longer. From personal experience, I used to just charge everything and leave it charged, and then I kept finding that my batteries were starting to die or puff prematurely. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, you want to storage charge your batteries if you're gonna not use them for more than 3 days, and I can make a whole nother video on that. But for now, we're just gonna stick to the charging. When I just said puffed a minute ago, I actually meant, so these cells, this is a 4S battery. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 cells in it. They look like this. They're supposed to be flat I guess they could be any size, but any shape, but it's usually a rectangle. The thing about it is you should keep an eye on them, because if you can see this one, it's nice and it's like parallel. It's flat. Everything's flat. There's the other side of this is they can get puffed, where they'll actually start to balloon. Now, I don't know if I have any in here because I usually don't keep them. This one's kind of ballooned. I don't know if you can tell because it has tape on it, but it has that crown to it, the arch, I guess you want to call it, where it's puffed up like a balloon, and that's actually dangerous. The packs will still work, but they will fade quickly. They won't hold as long of a charge. They won't give you as much of an amp. There's a bunch of ways to puff a pack. You don't want puffed packs, basically. Puffed packs are bad. Some people, when they're puffed, they don't even charge them at all, which is probably the best thing to do, is just to throw out the pack. When you get more advanced, you can actually start salvaging them and keeping some of the good cells and then splicing them back into the bad packs. But that's a whole nother video too. But in any case, just another safety thing, you want to look at your Lipo battery and then make sure it's nice and flat here. It looks parallel. There's no puffiness to it. You can kind of squish it a little bit with your hand, and there's no puffiness to it. Do all this, just check them before you put them in the charger. It only takes a second, and it'll save you a ton of headache and a possible fire hazard. Anyway, back to the charging. I'm gonna go switch over to my Lipo charge here. Lipo balance, sorry. So I got Lipo balance here. I got 1.5A, which actually stands for amp, and then I have 14.84 volt, which is 4S, and that's what we're using. We got it says it on our thing. It says 4S, 14.8 volt, 100C, 1500 mAh. Now this is when we go to charge this, we see this number here, and this number can confuse a lot of people because it's, what is that about, the amperage? Well, that's your charge rate. That's how fast that this charger is going to send juice into this thing to charge it, into the battery to charge it. You want to keep an eye on this, because you don't want to give it too much, because it will kill your battery in the long run. You don't want to give it too much juice. Here's the simplest way that I found to do it. So okay, 1000 milliamp, which is what mAh stands for, milliamp hour. 1000 milliamp hour is equal to 1 amp. Okay, so now that we know that, if 1000 milliamp equals 1 amp, then a 1500 milliamp should equal 1.5 amp. Does that make sense at all? If 1000 milliamp is equal to an amp, then a 1500 milliamp is equal to 1.5 amp, and that's our charge rate. So we look, all you got to do is look at your battery, and it's usually on there, and it says 1500 mAh, or milliamp hour, MAH, and then that, we're going to look at that 1500, and then basically you're I guess you're dividing, I don't know, I'm terrible at math, but 1500 is going to equal 1.5 amp. So you click your start button, or however your balance charger does it, and see you can scroll through that amp. So what we're going to want it on is 1.5 amp, and that's for our 1500 milliamp battery. Click start. 14.8, that's the right voltage. Hit start again, and actually hold start on this model. It says for SER. It means something about them being in series or parallel, or it's telling you that there's 4 in series. I don't know what the other one means, but it's correct. So click start again. There it starts charging. See, it may start slow at a low amp, but then it will only go up to 1.5 amp to charge that. This one actually looks like it's charged. You can actually, on some of these, you can scroll through and it'll show you in real time each one of your cells here. 14.19, 14.19, 14.19. They're all in unison, and they should all be the same voltage. I mean, that's just the way to do it. They all work together to make one main voltage come out of them. Each one of these cells gets charged up to 4.2 volts, and then all of them in series together combine to make 16.8 volts. And that's how you charge a 4S battery. Hopefully that helps some people. This one's full, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep charging here. When you start to get into these fancy chargers, I'm gonna take the camera here. This is the T240 Duo. It's like a fancy touchscreen one. It's basically the same thing. Go here to Lipo, and then you can see there it says your charge current, and put it up to 1500 again, which is 1.5 amp, and it's 4.2 volts because it's a 4S. And then I'm gonna plug it in. I'm gonna set the camera down because I'm a scab. Plug this in. Hit start, and there it goes. And this one's cool. You can click this. Oh, it's already charged. You can click this and see each one of your cells and in real time, and it's just a visual representation. A little bit nicer GUI. I mean, really, all you need is this to get you started. But you know, these are so cheap. You could buy a couple of them. You could take one on the road with you and make a road charger or whatever. But hopefully this helps some people more than confuse them. And thanks for watching.